Am I the asshole for refusing to wear body makeup for my friend's wedding? Update. Firstly, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who commented. I honestly thought the majority would tell me to suck it up, it's just a few hours for one day. And was surprised by all the supportive comments, compromise suggestions and encouragement to seek further treatment for the sake of my health, not my appearance. I am definitely going to take my psoriasis more seriously due to some of you, so thank you. Also sorry to the mods, they had to lock comments because too many people were being rude. I also want to mention all the Photoshop, editing comments. I feel stupid for not even considering it in the moment. It's such a simple and obvious solution. I was so shocked and taken aback by my friend's reaction and insistence it didn't even cross my mind. I spent the night bawling my eyes out because a lot of the comments made me feel I'd wasted nearly 30 years of friendship with this person, doubt a lot of it. I love her still, and was still so confused. I was going to call my friend tonight to discuss this again. I was truly touched she asked me to be Mo. She has such a close relationship with her sister that I never thought even once she would ask me. I didn't end up calling friend, as her fiancé called me, to thank me for accepting the role, to tell me secretly that his family wanted to pay for the bridal shower hen's night and anything else we wanted to do or go, as he knows the people friend wanted, as other bridesmaids weren't in a position to be able to contribute, and that his family would reimburse me any costs for body makeup, which did flag as odd to me. I told him that I hadn't accepted the role, and that friend had told me either I wear the makeup or don't come at all. Fiancé was shocked and confused. I explained to him that even mild inflammation would cause days and weeks of irritation at best, or months of pain, cracked skin and possible infections at worst. He had no idea and was completely oblivious, and very confused. He's only really known me while my condition has been pretty decently controlled, and I tend to play it off as not so serious to people because I just don't want to talk about it. We finished our phone call, and after a couple of hours my friend calls me back. I can tell she's been crying and was quite upset. She apologized profusely, and it turns out that her future mother and sister-in-law had been picking away at her, making her feel awful about herself and how she needs to be perfect, presentable and beautiful on the day, that nothing can distract from her. They both had convinced her that she is especially kind in not worrying or caring about how I looked, but that everyone else is just lying to me, her about not caring. It's been going on for months, even before they knew of the engagement, little digs about me trying to turn my friend against me. Both mother-in-law and sister-in-law are apparently disgusted by my psoriasis to the point it makes them physically ill, face with rolling eyes, and that her entire wedding day will revolve around how I look and will make everyone miserable. That it's all anyone would speak about, and if I came no guest would be able to eat or enjoy themselves, that I was selfish for even considering going without hiding it. They didn't want me there at all, and were threatening my friend with not allowing the wedding at all. It was never about the photographs, it was about my condition being visible in general. I didn't really know what to say or do, it was a lot to process, and I do truly believe my friend is sorry. Like I said, this was so out of character for her. My friend's fiancé got on the phone once she'd finished explaining. He is going to speak to his family. He apparently had no idea that this was happening and is pissed for my friend, and on my behalf. I don't know what's happening with the wedding or wedding party, but my friend has said that she can't imagine her day without me there, and that she feels awful she allowed them to manipulate her that way. I don't know how I feel yet. I have emotional whiplash, I am hurt and confused. My friend let them convince her to go through with this, but I do think and hope we can get through this. My friend has just gotten engaged, and has asked me to be her maid of honor. I am beyond thrilled for her and beyond touched she's asked me, but it's on the condition I wear body makeup over my psoriasis. I can't do that. Not only is it impractical, any makeup that will actually cover it will exacerbate the condition and make life miserable for me. To be clear, I have it well controlled. I am not flaky, the skin is simply very red. It covers 80% of one forearm, 20% on the other, both elbows, and I have large patches on my calves, knees, and 90% of the top of one foot. I use gentle manual exfoliation and a moisturizer that helps control the dry and excess skin. I apply the moisturizer a couple of times a day, and wouldn't be able to do this while wearing makeup. I let her know I wouldn't be able to do that, explained why, even though she knows I have to be careful with all products I use, and is quite unhappy with me. She wants beautiful photographs that make everyone feel beautiful and confident, which really upset me. I am content and confident in my skin. I know it's there and people stare sometimes, but what can I do about that? Most people think I've had some kind of gnarly motorbike accident or something, to be honest. I am at a point in my life where I honestly don't care and often forget that it's unusual to see. I know the reason is because she doesn't want to see it in her photos. I said as much to her and she was offended. I suggested that I wear something with long sleeves and skirt, but she's already has her heart set on midi-length strapless dresses, and a shawl covering. What go? It got to the point where she was getting heated because I won't do it and told me I either wore the body makeup or don't bother even coming. I ended up telling her either she has me as is or not at all and left. She is now not speaking to me, but has told her fiancé that I accepted the role. Am I the asshole? Should I just suck it up, wear the body makeup and deal with it? I love my friend and I would hate to miss her wedding, but wearing the body makeup would just make the night so miserable and cause so much irritation and possibly pain if it gets so bad my skin splits again. What is this fascination with wanting people to not look like themselves at weddings? You may love your friend, but she doesn't love you for exactly who you are. Do not put yourself in pain for her. Not the asshole. No, not the asshole. It's a health issue for you versus a vanity issue for her. Let her find a new mo. And you're better off finding a new friend. Info: why are you friends with this person? Not the asshole. There is not a single scenario where it is acceptable for a bride to ask you to endanger your health for the sake of some pictures that no one is going to look at. Not the asshole. Psoriasis can be so painful and debilitating during a flare-up, and I'm assuming that since you were asked to be the mo, she has known you and about your psoriasis control routine. You shouldn't have to sacrifice your skin's health for days or weeks after the wedding just to be there. You have even given her alternate options to help conceal your reddened skin for photos, and she's not even considering them or your feelings, health. Don't screw up your skin for wedding photos. You'll be dealing with the consequences for months. As a person with psoriasis, who gets flares because I change up my skin routine, it isn't worth it. The pain and itching drives me mad sometimes. Am I the asshole for not leaving apartment for a week? My girlfriend just lost someone close to her and is grieving. She asked me if I'd be willing leave the apartment so she can alone for the week. I told her sorry I can't because I have nowhere to go, my family lives too far away, my friends don't really have the space for me right now and I don't want to spend the money to stay at a hotel for a week. She's now upset with me and says I am making things worse. My friends are no help, they're saying I need to give her space but also aren't opening their homes or offering to help with a hotel. Am I the asshole for not wanting to leave? Edit. To add some context, my girlfriend is not as frugal as me. She thinks paying for a hotel for a week is no big deal. That's why she is so upset. I did ask her to help pay but her money is going towards funeral costs. Not the asshole. I may be downvoted but that's an extremely unreasonable ask. A. You're her BF. If she can't be sad or grieving around you, why is she with you or living with you? If y'all were married, would she expect you to leave every time then too? B. If she really wants you to go, she can front the costs of the hotel and transportation, if you need an Uber, and food for the entire week since you won't be able to cook. C. She can go to the hotel herself. Not the asshole. You can't kick someone out of their home for a week. She can get a hotel if she wants her own space. Not the asshole. If it's not a big deal, then she can pay for a hotel for a week and go. Grieving doesn't mean you the right to kick someone out of their own home. It's honestly effed up that she even suggested it. Not the asshole. She asked me if I'd be willing leave the apartment so she can alone for the week. That is not how living with someone works. I hate to call someone grieving an asshole, but how wildly unreasonable. Not the asshole, and as others have pointed out, this is an unreasonable and frankly bizarre ask. It's your home, you pay for it. Also, what the hell did she want to be alone for a week for? A normal person would lean into their oh, instead of insisting they take a hike. I don't know about this girl. Sounds like you're headed for heartbreak, to be honest. Not the asshole, and honestly this is really weird behavior on her part. Unless you're being unsupportive, I don't know why she'd want to isolate from you. Doesn't bode well for the relationship. Am I the asshole for not giving my neighbors food? Hello Reddit, I'm posting on here cause this is weighing heavy on me and I just want to know if I'm the asshole in this situation. Some backstory: I'm a 28, male, and I love to barbecue. When I do barbecue I usually offer some food to my neighbors 35, M, and 30, F. Let's call them Mike and Sophia. Fake names. Here's where I feel like I might be the asshole. I was cooking last Saturday and I had only bought enough for me. My mom, my dad and sister. Mike came out and seen I was cooking and made a comment in passing, "Can't wait to eat some good food today," and he laughs it off. I look at him and I say, "I'm sorry Mike, but I only have enough for my parents and my sister." He gives this look of confusion and says, "So there's not enough for me and my wife?" I say, "Unfortunately not today Mike." He gives me this look that says, "What the fuck?" This is where shit hits the fan and he tells me that he had texted his wife Sophia that I was cooking and that she didn't have to make or buy dinner. I just look at Mike and tell him, "Why would you do that?" I even tried to reason with him and say if there is any left over he is more than welcome to come take some for him and his wife. He said it's fine, I don't need a handout, I can afford my own food. I look at him and blurt out, "Why didn't you just do that from the beginning?" "I am sorry I can't give you any barbecue today but only have enough my parents, my sister and me." So Reddit, I'm here to ask, am I the asshole for not being my neighbor's meal ticket? This an example of Pavlov's dog. You've trained him to salivate at the hint of you BBQing. However, he's not a dog and needs to wait for an invitation. Not the asshole for eating your own food. Not the asshole your neighbors are deranged. If he doesn't need a handout, then why is he getting so worked up about it? After his entitled behavior, you shouldn't have offered him any leftovers. Going forwards, refuse to give him and his wife any food, and if they ask why, say it's due to the husband's rude entitled behavior. Not the asshole. And honestly, after his attitude, I would never share with him again. You sharing with him is a courtesy, not a right. He now has expectations that you will feed him every time you barbecue. Time to nip that in the bud. Punctuation. Please goddess, use some punctuation. I dunno, sounds like he was expecting a handout, and was angry he wasn't bring catered to smirk. Like, yeah, when it reaches the point your neighbors are expecting food when you barbecue, that's probably an unhealthy sense of entitlement. Not the asshole. Mike is a mooch and you, I'm sorry to say, are a chump. Stop letting Mike and Sophia take advantage of you. Most people wouldn't behave the way Mike did, entitled, with a friend, someone that they know well, let alone a neighbor who is essentially a stranger. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole because my aunt ate my dog's food accidentally and she claims I let her? Hi, it's my first post here, so please do let me know if there's anything wrong and I'll be happy to amend. Disclaimer. There was no medical concern at any time, it was all edible and fine. I am 25 yo, f. and own a lil house where I live with my 1 yo medium big dog. Backstory. My kitchen is structured in a way that there is an area dedicated to my dog's things. Dog food storage, bowls, food toppers, kafirs, spoons for him, wet food, supplements, dedicated sponges to clean his bowls, basically everything that has to do with his nutrition. Among these things, I have a shelf that contains food toppers, which I sometimes add to his food to make it more palatable. These are different flavored, sirloin, mussel, other kinds of fish, lamb, chicken, and they are in powder form and contain a little wooden spoon inside each jar. They are labeled and in the label it says what it is and what it is intended for, but there's no dog on the label that would make it super obvious at first glance that it's a dog item. That's just how the brand labels products. Onto the gist. My aunt, 60F, came to visit today as she needed me to do a few things for her new phone, so she needed help setting it up. When she arrived, I saw I needed something long-ish to be able to open the compartment that would let me add the SIM card in. I told her to wait and I went to look for one. Apparently she felt thirsty, so went to the kitchen for water and to snoop a bit, it seems. Harmless, haha. Well, when I came back I saw she was in the kitchen holding one of my dog's jars. I didn't think much of it. Thought she was reading it because she has a dog too and she might be interested. Next thing I hear is her asking what do I use that powder for, and that it tastes quite nice. I immediately gasped and let her know I use that for my dog. It's dog food. She freaked out, understandably. I assured her that while it's used for dogs, it's completely fine and safe for humans and that nothing's going to happen to her at all. I apologized for the fact she had eaten that in my house, and she started blaming me for leaving the food toppers there, in a rack over my dog's food corner, over his bowls. I told her that wasn't fair and that while she's welcome to anything in my house and can eat whatever she wants, she should have asked about it given where it was and what it was surrounded with. She has now gone to my mom, other aunts, cousins and everyone who will listen to tell them how I let her eat a spoonful of dog powder food thing. I've gotten mixed responses, from haha, poor aunt, to full-on laughing, to oh no that's awful you're an AH. What do you think, Reddit? Should I start storing the toppers behind closed cabinets, although she opens cabinets whenever she wants to? Label them with dog food just in case, or just move on and think about it as a funny lil incident? I don't think I'm an asshole per se, but at the end of the day she did eat dog food on my watch, so, IDK. Thanks. Aunt will be known forevermore as Snoopy. If you open cupboards in someone else's home and help yourself, no one let you eat whatever you consumed without asking. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. That's why you ask before eating someone else's food. Did she just put the spoon back in there? Asking for your dog. Not the asshole. Who goes snooping and takes a spoonful of some powdered food, no matter what it is or who it's for? Silly lady. I keep all my cat stuff together too. Label all the dog jars with prohibited over your aunt's face. Your aunt should stop snooping and helping herself to anything that she thinks looks edible. Not the asshole.